What's up, guys? We're going to dive into the circus of modern relationships, broken families, and society's complete disregard for men. Let's get into it.
Got my kids off from my ex-husband. He's literally the biggest asshole. Like, the fact that he still has friends, or the people that we were friends with are still in his life, blows my mind, because I'm like, how could you guys be friends with someone who's literally such an asshole? And my kids are crying. I cannot wait until they get to an age where they can decide who they want to be around or not be around. I don't know what his deal is right now. He's just been literally the biggest a-hole to me. He owes me a bunch of money from half of activities and school stuff, and so I don't know if that's what his deal is. I'm always like, bro, your alimony ends in a couple months, get over it. I don't know what your problem is, but I just definitely not what I saw on my bingo card. My divorce bingo card was not being able to co-parent with my ex-husband who cheated on me. I always tell people, I'm the easiest way to explain the way he treats me is you would think that he caught me in bed with his best friend. That's the easiest way. Because he treats me the way I should be treating him. That's what's wild. Okay, I feel better. Thank you. I gotta get that out. I needed to get some tears out. I woke up today so motivated. I was like, I'm gonna drop them off. I'm gonna do all these stuff, all these things, create all this content, do all this, and then on the drive over. Also, July was the worst month of my life. This last July was, which is wild because every single July I've had something happen from a selfish person that just completely flips my life upside down. I just can't talk about it yet. So anyway, bye.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
So it's back to the classic vent about the ex rant. First and foremost, I don't condone cheating. Never have and never will. Look, co-parenting doesn't erase the betrayal, and it's funny how she glosses over her own behavior but expects him to play Mr. Rogers. And that alimony is ending soon jab, that translates to she's bitter the gravy train is pulling into the station. Just because alimony is coming to an end doesn't mean his child support is stopping. Complaining about joint activities and school costs while simultaneously leveraging child support is peak entitlement. Co-parenting isn't a license to nickel and dime someone, especially when you've likely got primary custody. Men get fleeced in these arguments all the time, and the court system isn't blind, it's just outright biased. And if her friends are still hanging around her ex, maybe the problem isn't him, it's her.
Y'all not gonna like this one, but a man can only be inconsistent with a desperate woman. A woman that is strong in her standards, her boundaries, her peace, her happiness, that knows what she wants, that's not willing to compromise on anything that she knows she deserves, is not about to allow a man to come into her life and try to breadcrumb her and give her less than what she knows she deserves. I promise you this, if a man wanted to text you, you would be texted. If a man wanted to call you, you would be called. You wouldn't be sitting there waiting by the phone, wondering when he's going to call you, wondering when he's going to text you. He's going to make sure that you know that he wants to talk to you. He's going to try to see you any chance he got. I don't care how busy he says he is. He just doesn't like you enough, because a man that really likes you is going to make it shake. He's going to work it out for you. It's like y'all so used to eating breadcrumbs that you're not aware that you can have the whole loaf. It's giving bird behavior. Establish some self-respect and some self-love, and you'll start attracting the men that you know you deserve.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Now we're teaching women that men who don't worship them are breadcrumbing. Ladies, here's the deal. Not every man owes you attention, especially if you bring nothing but entitlement to the table. She wants a guy to move mountains, but let's be real. The strong, independent woman vibe only works if she actually brings something to the relationship beyond expectations. Here's the truth. Men today are tired of the games. If we're not texting or calling, maybe it's because your personality screams drama. Social media has inflated egos to the point where women think they're too good for anything less than a billionaire. Relationships are a two-way street. You're not getting a whole loaf if you only got crumbs to offer yourself.
I normally don't get into my personal life too much on here. I made some posts, but nothing too deep. So this is kind of unusual for me. But I need the girls who know to tell me that it's worth it, and that there's light on the other side, and there's life after this. but you won't always feel this small, and that your children will be better for it. I need somebody to just tell me it's worth it. That's all I need today. That's all I need. Somebody tell me it's worth it. Yeah, okay. Enough of that.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Yeah, this one's all about self-pity. I mean, tell me it's worth it, she cries while simultaneously broadcasting her misery all over the world. I mean, here's the reality. Modern women often find themselves in this cycle because they've been sold a lie that independence and selfish choices lead to happiness, and they don't. Men are increasingly going their own way because they're tired of being emotionally and financially exploited in relationships. Instead of wallowing in despair, maybe it's time for some self-reflection. Feminism's told women they don't need a man, but here's the plot twist. They're finding out that being alone and empowered doesn't feel so great after all. And how about less victimhood and more accountability?
The modern woman life cycle is that modern women will go to a high-priced institution to get a degree that nobody cares about, put themselves into a whole bunch of debt that will burden them for the rest of their lives. All they learn in school is how to be disagreeable and how to use men. Modern women will wake up between the ages of 33 to 37, rush to have kids, find a husband, or both. Modern women will hit their late 30s and early 40s to try and get pregnant by a loser or go through IVF. Modern women will start on antidepressants and become alcoholics, and then they will buy a dog and die alone. Modern women will get a job that is too stressful and does not care about them. In reality, the job is not that hard or stressful, but women love to take credit and convince themselves things are harder than they are. By the time a woman has hit her 50s, she's met the man she was supposed to marry and turned him down, maybe gave her life to a career that didn't care about her. Probably had a kid out of wedlock. If she was married, she left her husband 7 to 10 years ago to find herself, and then found out the streets are cold because men are not trying to date women in their 50s.
Yep, shout out to Pearl on Just Pearly Things. She just basically described modern woman's life cycle in a nutshell. Degrees no one cares about, crushing debt, antidepressants, and single motherhood. Feminism, you've really outdone yourself. The rush to have kids at 37 and the obsession with career fulfillment is a joke. Corporations don't care about you, and the streets aren't exactly a cozy retirement plan. By their 50s, many women regret leaving their husbands or the man that they had who could have been a good partner. Why? Because those streets are ice cold, and men aren't waiting around for someone who wasted decades chasing the feminist dream only to end up bitter and alone. The family unit was the cornerstone of a thriving society once, and today it's been systematically dismantled by self-serving ideologies. Time to face the reality, ladies.
Something that nobody prepared me for is once you meet the right man, all of a sudden you become 20 times more feminine. I was so in my masculine in all my previous relationships, and now I'm like a little princess. I saw this Instagram reel where this woman was talking about her morning routine with her husband because he used to go to work at like 5 a.m. So she gets up at like 4:30 to cook him breakfast before he goes. And then in this video, he is doting all over her. Like clearly he loves his woman. And then you go to the comments and all these pessimistic women that like clearly have not met the right man are like, I would never do this. My man is a grown man. He can do that him damn self. Do you realize that some women just like want to do that when they meet the right guy? Trust me. If I had seen that video last year, 2 years ago, I'd have been like, what the? I would never. Girl, wait until you meet the right man that is so masculine, you want to be feminine.
It's like I picked the wrong week to quit drinking.
Femininity unlocked by the right man, which translates to women only reciprocate when they find someone who meets their absurd standards. And for this one, sounds like she found some uber chad that simps for her and it got her flown like the Niagara. This whole narrative is a backhanded way of admitting they weren't good partners before. Men shouldn't have to be superheroes for basic respect and effort. And the comments that she mentioned was spot on. A grown man doesn't need breakfast at 4:30 a.m. and he is capable, but when a woman wants to do it, it shows she values the relationship. And the problem is most modern women wouldn't even consider it because they've been programmed to think that serving a man in any way is beneath them. Relationships thrive on mutual respect and effort, not entitlement.
Men and women can only be friends when the girl's ugly. Trying to make guy friends when you are considered attractive is Impossible. There's no way. There's no way. And you might say, oh, how do you know this? Well, I know this because I have been ugly before. When I was ugly, I had so many guy friends. It was the easiest thing to make. Friends that saw me as a sister. You know what I'm saying is true because every time an interviewer asks a guy if girls and boys can be friends, the guy's answer is always no. For a guy to genuinely think of you as a sister, you have to either have grown up with him, is his cousin, or he's just not into you. And I know girls might be upset because they live in their own delusional world where they can be friends with guys, but trust me, the way that man is thinking about you is not like how you think about him.
Cut her loose, dude. She's a handful.
Yes, men and women can't be friends, Sherlock. We've been saying this forever. Attractive women don't have guy friends. I call bullshit. They have what they call orbiters, hoping for their shot. And then when she said she was ugly, she had plenty of male friends. Of course, there was no competition. But here's the blunt truth. Men and women are wired differently. Men aren't spending time with attractive women because they enjoy your wit. They're hoping for an opportunity. Really, it's kind of a simp, unless you're a Chad just riding that orbit and you're out hitting everything else and just waiting for a shot to happen. Feminism's lied to women saying they could have platonic relationships with men, but reality says otherwise. Ladies, if you're hot, your friend isn't your brother. He's just waiting for his chance. Just accept it.
The thing that nobody tells you after divorce is that your world gets a lot smaller. Well, for me it did anyway. Like, your joint friends don't seem to really exist anymore. Well, not really for me. And I don't know, I feel like an alien. I feel like I'm this alien trying to make friends with people who are nothing like me, or look at me like, ooh, you, no. It's like such a weird feeling. Like, who would have thought it would be so, like, hard to, like, have a social circle again? It's just weird and depressing and sad and pathetic all at the same time. I mean, hopefully it'll change. It's like, I don't even know how to make it change. It's like, it's weird, I'm not from here, obviously. But I know I'd have more friends if I went back home. And maybe that's what I should do. But I don't really want to. I want to stay, you know? I'm so tired of feeling like this. It's a weird place. It's a very weird place. Oh, I know. I used to have my dog. Used to have him. What? What's going on? Who said what? What happened?
Ah, Peg. Would it really make you feel better if I told you I needed you? But I don't!
This one needs to get off that Xanax. Jesus. I mean, this is just sad. Divorce shrinks your world. No kidding. When you prioritize yourself over your family, this is the inevitable outcome. She feels like an alien because a joint social circle disappeared. I mean, guess what? Divorce just doesn't split assets. It splits relationships and friendships. The loneliness, that's just a direct result of choices made under the guise of empowerment. Women often think they're going to thrive post-divorce, only to find out the single life isn't that glamorous. Guys, take note. This is what awaits many women who blow up their families for fleeting independence. The dog may be loyal, but that's not suitable for a loving family. So guys, protect yourself from this trap. Well, we learned that modern society has sold women a fantasy that independence and selfishness lead to happiness, but reality paints a different picture. Divorce, single motherhood, and the breakdown of the family unit have left women bitter and lonely, while men are expected to shoulder the blame. Feminism promised empowerment, but delivered antidepressants and broken homes. Guys, go your own way. Protect your asses, prioritize yourself, and if you want a family, look to countries that still value traditional roles. As for women, it's time for accountability. Relationships require effort from both sides, not just demands for men to step up while women bask in entitlement. The court systems need reform. Social media is the breeding ground for unrealistic expectations, but until society prioritizes family over individualism, we'll continue this downward spiral. Well, guys, that's the end of the video here today. If you like what you've seen, hit that like button, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Drop me a comment down below what you think. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.